Hello everybody, this is Rita Holmes bringing you a live video from, well, it's going to be pre-recorded. I'm sorry, it's not live. I messed up, whatever. But anyway, I'm bringing you a video today on a simple fun fold. I actually saw the idea from Robin Armbrecht. If you ever watch her, she has a lot of neat stuff on her channel. So I just changed it up to make it my video, and we are going to do that today. But first I want to tell you, we have this week and next week, and then our celebration promotion ends. So if there's anything you want to get out of those items that you can get free when you order a $60 order, you might want to think about getting your order in now. I would love to be that person that you order from if you do not have a demonstrator already. And if you do, good for you, and make sure that you place your orders. Also, if you've thought about joining Stampin' Up, they have a really good deal for $99 right now. You can get $125 worth of product, and you can choose either two options. The first one, you can get a free stamp set with 2 free marker sets, which is a very good deal. That's the best. Or you can add an extra $30 onto your amount that you get to pick. So it'd be, instead of 125, it would be 155. So we do have that going on. If you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to answer them and talk to you about it. And that's about all I have to say. Of course, you all know we have new online exclusives. We have digital scrapbooking brochures. We have our mini catalog. We have our main catalog. We have lots and lots of items to choose from. So today's going to be a quick card. I have a few samples to show you, and then I'm going to do 2 other cards with you. And so let's turn the camera down and get started. I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit. There we go. And this we don't need out here. Miss Moxie thought we needed it, but I don't think we need it. So let me just get us in focus on my monitor here so I can see where we're at. Wow, my computer's like, I'm going to take a little time to do all this. Moxie, move a minute. And there we go. Now you see a hot mess on my desk and a cat tail and all kinds of stuff. I got to move my little mouse thingy out of the way. That's what she chases on my monitor. Here's my PDF and my cards. You can get this PDF over on my, I'm going to scoot that up just a little bit, over on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP. I have all of my PDFs for my cards. This gives you a sampling of the cards, what I used to make these cards. There is a diagram of how you cut your card, and also, yes, then the directions. Okay, so that you can pull off over on my Facebook group. And, you know, I'd love for you to come and join that group. I'd love for you to visit my Facebook business page, which is Stamp Crazy by Rita Holmes, which is the same name as my YouTube channel. So here is what we're doing. We're doing a 4x4 card, but on a A2 card base. So, whoops, turned it upside down. So you have your card, which this is your 4x4 card, but we have an A2, which is a standard card base. So we have this one. I use the Toadstool, Terrific Toadstool DSP because it's not much longer that will be going away, I think. And here's another one using it. And I also want to show, it doesn't matter which side you do this on, that you glue this down. I'll show you what I mean. But I've had it to where you can open the card on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. It really doesn't make a big difference. And I also took one of the papers that they brought back, and it's online, and it is, looks like the little paint samplers you get on all the front. There's all kinds of them in here. Let me get those together a little bit more. Fan them out. And then I can just go like this. There's 4 colors. And then the back sides are all pretty much alike, only in their own color coordinations. So that's what I did with here. And I used the blue, and I did it to tend more to a masculine card, and just did a happy birthday and left it plain on the inside. This one I put the scraps of paper because I actually cut my paper 4 by 4, because this would be a 4, and then that way I could cut, you know, like this 4 by 4, then this was 1 by 4, and just go down the line and use the opposite side. And then I cut this down to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and it left me these little edges that I could use inside my card. And this one here, I stamped inside of it. I just stamped a couple of the little toadstools inside to match the one I actually did on the circle here. Okay, so let's lay these up here, and let's get Miss Moxie out of the way one more time. Come on, Mox. Be a dead kitty. Look at her. She says, I'm a dead kitty. Look up in the camera. Say hi. Yep, you said hi. There you go. Good girl. Go away. Okay, we're going to bring in our card sample, or card pieces. And here is the sample I made for, and it's a 5 1/2 by 4, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And then before you fold your card, if you will lay that in your paper trimmer at the 4 1/4 inch line here, and then cut up to this 4 1/4 score line, you get this piece right here. And we're going to be doing that so that I can give you a visual on that as soon as I bring my scoring tool over here, my trimmer. So let's make this one first. This is the DSP that's in the celebration catalog. That's all the flowers and stuff. So let's do that one first. So I don't have so many card pieces all over my tabletop. I'm going to do one at a time. So here is the card base. I will cut both of my card bases at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and this is the front of my card right here. Wait a minute. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, this is the front of my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that at 4 1/4. And I am going to, actually what I like to do, I like to bring this up to, and it's got a little line there so you can see where 4 1/4 is. And I like to put that at the 4 1/4 inch line and just go down. So there, that one is done. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out. And we might as well cut both of those at the same time. So I'll put that at the 4 1/4 inch line. I'll bring this back up. Well, I'll do it from this side, just so you can see that I moved my paper. That wasn't good. Don't do that. There we go. And then I can just bring this down to the 4 1/4 inch mark. As soon as I get a cat head out of my way. So there you saw the 4 1/4 inch mark, and that we have there. So you can line that up either way. Whatever is easiest for you to do is what you should do. And now we're going to fold our card bases. I'm going to fold this one. I want to make sure that it's nice and straight. And then, Moxie, you have to go. Moxie is her feistiest in the mornings. So it's like, oh, Moxie. So there we go. We folded that one. I'm going to fold this one the same way, and then we're going to make this one. So I just want to make sure that that's lined up. And this is a more frugal way to use your 12 by 12 DSP, especially because you can cut it in the 4s and that, and then you still have a whole card. What we're going to do now is we are going to glue these down, and we will have our card bases made. So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to glue it down. Let's glue this one down, and that way they are drying as we work on our other stuff. So there we go. We'll put that one under there. So now all we have is this to work on. Making sure I have all my bits and pieces. So what I'm using is the, what's it called? Bloom Impressions. Let me see what it's called. Yeah, Bloom Impressions. And it's the paper from the Celebration catalog. As you can see, I got quite a bit of it. So I got a lot to use. I have a lot to use of it. But I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this side here, and then I'm going to turn this one over and put it here. So let's go ahead and glue this one on. This one will go right here. And then we're going to take this one and we're just going to glue it onto this Melon Mambo piece. This is 4 1/4 by, 4 by 4, and this is 4 1/4 or 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'll get my measurements straight here in a second. So I'm just going to add some glue to the back and glue this piece of paper on. And then we have this for our inside. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that to the inside of my card. So I have all of my little pieces out of my way. Whoops. Didn't mean to scoot it that far. Sometimes they just slide on me. There we go. And then I'm going to take these two pieces. They are the same. I'm going to add them to the inside of my card. So I'm just going to put one piece like that. And then this piece, because it came from the other side, it's a little bit thinner, or shorter, I should say. So I'm going to do the other side and stick that right next to that one. So that's the inside of our card. So let's shut that and decide what we're going to do on the front here. Okay, do we want to put a ribbon on it? Let's do that. Let's put white. That'll bring that out. This is some new ribbon that's coming out next month. It is a 1/4 inch white, and it's got a texture to it. And I actually, on this card right here, I actually took a Stampin' Blend marker and colored it and put it on this card. You can see the detail in the ribbons there, the texture in it. So we're going to do that, and what I'm going to do, this is going to go this way. I didn't know what Moxie was doing. She's making a lot of noise, that's what she's doing. I'm going to cut that off, turn that over, and I just take a little bit of my Stampin' Seal. If I can get it going. So I put that edge over, and then I'm going to make sure I got that straight on here. And put that edge. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take dimensionals, and I'm just going to I decided to color the back of my dimensionals. I haven't done it to all of them yet that I've got open, because I can see which ones I've taken the backs off of. It's what happens when you get old eyes, I guess. Of course, I have old everything, not just the eyes. So let's bring this in, and we're going to put it right here. And I'm making these cards into thank you cards, for one thing, because I'm going to have a lot of them left over. And I want to do them for me, because I need to send out some thank you cards. I'm going to take a piece of scrap ribbon. Well, not scrap ribbon, a short piece I cut off, but I like to use scraps if I have them. But since this is a new ribbon, I haven't really used it that much to have any scrap, which I guess is a good thing. And I just tied that into a little knot, and I will trim my ends. And there we go with that. So now all we have to do is, I decided on these colors, and I took a 2-inch circle and a 2 1/4 inch circle. Now the 2 1/4 inch circle is a retired punch, and I usually don't do that, but I really didn't want to get dies out. But you can cut your circles out of your dies, or if you have the retired punches, you could use that. But I use that so that we can end up popping this up right here. So let me get my thank you, and what thank you I'm using is out of, I already have it on a block, but I'm going to show you the stamp set. It's called With You in Mind, and that's where I got the happy birthday also, is right here. And then I'm using the thank you out of it. So it's a good stamp set to use. So let's bring this in, and I'm going to use Melon Mambo ink to match my background paper there. So let's just do that. And I just wanted to show the different colors of papers that you could use. I mean, the DSPs, it doesn't really matter what DSP you use. I mean, all of it has DSP in it that you can use. So it's just a good thing. So I'm just going to pop that up on there to give that a little dimension. I'm just going to use 2. That'll be good. So let's do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue onto this side and glue that on so that we make sure that our card will open. So we're just going to glue that down. I'll move it up just a hair. There we go. And then that will glue. And there we have our card. So what we're going to do with this is, I decided, which something I usually don't do, but I thought I would show. we want, because this looks like grass, I want that to be right side up when I close my card. So I'm going to add adhesive right below the fold line of my envelope. And if you have a lot of DSP, this is just a fun thing to do to decorate your envelope. It uses up some of that DSP. I don't want that squishing out all over, so I'm going to turn it over, press that down. And then what I want to do is I'm just going to take my paper snips and just didn't press down on my envelope right there, so I wanted to get that pressed down before I went any further. I made a mistake. So therefore we have an envelope along with our card to match. Now I'm going to finish this card just real quick, just to show you how easy and fast it is to make two cards. Now if my table, I didn't have so much over here to do other videos, I would be, my cat knocked my computer. Crazy cat. Let me pull my test page back up. That's what I call my page that I do all my videos for my YouTubes. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Oh, I could just... I don't know. I don't even see it now. There it is. Okay, back in business. So let's do this little card next. And this one I am using that paper I love out of the mini catalog. And it is called Floral Delight. And it just, I love flowers anyway, and it has just a lot of cute papers. I didn't even buy the stamp set. I was so in love with the paper, I didn't buy the stamp set, so I've just been using the paper in different ways. And you know, that's not a bad thing to do either. So we have our card done just like we did the first one. You know, we did a 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we did a cut. We measured over 4 1/4 from this edge over, cut up to the score line and glued that down. So that's what we have there. So now what we can do is we can just start putting pieces together like we did on the first one and get them glued in. So I'll glue my card bit, my inside of my card in. You're not going to lay there, girlfriend. Come on. Don't knock the camera over while I get you out of here. Go. Moxie likes to help. And then I'm going to glue this piece right over here. And I love this little gingham check. They've always been one of my favorites. And then I'm going to take my two pieces and glue over here like I did on my other card. And you can stamp on the inside or whatever. I just find using these little extra pieces that I cut off of my DSP really easy to use, and it just looks cute. So there's the inside of our card. Now on our outside, I'm using Lemon Lolly because it's one of the colors that match. It's bright, it's happy, because I want a green card base. I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did with my card, except, and I should have done this before, but I'm going to do it real quick now, is I'm going to color this piece of ribbon. So I'm just going to take the Old Olive Stampin' Blends marker, and what I'm going to do is, I hope you can see this, is I'm just going to run this along the edge here and color me some ribbon. Not real sure how much I need, about 12 inches or so. I need a couple, go a little bit further. Whoops, there's my line work and stuff. And I'm not really going to worry about it getting all the color solid. I like the look of it not. Now go, go. Sorry about that. She just had to be told in a meaner voice to go. See if that helps. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's like having a child around again. That's persistent. Like having a persistent little girl. Okay, I'm going to let that dry just for a minute while I stamp my thank you over here. And you know what? I colored that in the wrong color, but I think it's going to blend okay. I think it'll work. I didn't mean to use that color, but I did. Yes, I did. I should have used Garden Green. So I'm going to stamp this thank you in Garden Green. Do I have the same color? Yeah. It is Old Olive. Never mind, that is Old Olive. I just used the dark Old Olive there. I confused myself on that one, didn't I? Here's Old Olive. I have a bunch of stamp pads sitting here. I was using all different colors last night, and it was quite interesting. So there we go with that. I'm going to clean this stamp off to use it again. Okay. Let's move this out of the way a minute. And here again, I'm going to use my dimensionals. And just put one here. I shouldn't have laid that on there. It takes a minute for that ribbon to dry. It's not as instant as some of the other stuff that you use. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this glued on. And I actually think I'm going to use the gingham on the back. Just for something a little different. Foxy decided to go upstairs and play. You're running around. There's a glob of glue right there, so what I'm going to do is take my paper and just rub that in a little bit so I don't there we go. I got glue right there. I'm going to get that off. get that off. Okay, let's go back and do this really quick. I can go ahead and put this on. I'm going to put it up a little higher this time. So let me get this back out. And then I can take, put one in there. And the reason why I moved it up a little bit is just to show you that, you know, you don't have to put everything down low. You can bring it up. It's all in what you want to do, basically. And I hope, because I didn't color that deep enough to, I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to color this back sides for my loop. And let that dry while we finish the card. Just because I want that to, it just takes a second for it to dry, but I just want to put that on there and not have the white show. So we can go ahead and add this to our card base. And I know people wonder why I always use so much dimensionals, but I like for my stuff to stand up. You know, I don't like to put it on there and it sag in the middle or whatever. I like for it to, if I'm going to put the time and effort into it, I want to make sure it stands up. I don't have to go crazy and put like 10 of them on there, but 6 on a bigger piece works well. So let's go ahead and put this on here. This is going to be a bright springy card. And then I can go ahead and I can glue this on. So let's do that. And I like this hanging over the side. I could glue it into the middle of the card or whatever, like I did the happy birthday. But I like it like that. Okay, now I'm going to bring this in and just tie a knot. And then I'll trim the edges. But you can color a lot of Stampin' Up's ribbons to match your papers. So there's that, and then we're going to just cut this real quick, and we're going to have 2 cards made with matching envelopes. So there's that card. And then here's the other one that we made this morning. So there's our 2 cards. And I just like the way they look. And then here's the other samples I made. I did not make envelopes to match these. That came as an afterthought. I like this type for a more of a masculine birthday. And then we have our little toadstools. And like I stamped on here I didn't. I will add some embellishments though, real quick to both of those cards. So I'm trying to pull out all these ones that I have. And I'm going to color these also. So I'm going to color some Melon Mambo. And then I will color some Old Olive ones for the other card. And I'm just going to use the size I got on here. And then I'm going to take my pick tool. And then just add there's some little jewels on that one. Now let's add some jewels onto this one. I can get that one. Oh, it's stuck. It had a big sticky. So there we go. There's our 2 cards completely finished now, since I remembered to put the jewels on them. And therefore you can use any jewels that you want. I just like coloring on these and just make my own. This one I actually used the tinsel gems because they had the fresh freesia, and that's what I used on here. I colored rhinestones for this one, and then on this one I used the textured dots, these little guys on here, because that looks more manly than the shiny. So that's what I did. So there you guys go. There's lots of cards to look at, lots of ideas. Don't forget you can go over and get the PDF with the diagram to cut your card, and that is on my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, and you have to join the group. So I more than welcome you to do that, and there's lots of PDFs. I think I looked at that and it said I had 240 something PDFs in there. So, and they're all free. So you are more than welcome to go snag what you want. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and we will be talking again soon. And don't forget that on Saturday I have my Simply Saturday video that comes on at 10:30. I will see you all later. Bye.